Hey guys, welcome to episode 4. Got a lot to cover today, so we're going to get right into it. Doing the intermediate B machines today. We're going to try and move into the lab, pretty exciting. We've got our B lab all set up. We're going to be making some B machines, the apiaries machine, and the acclimatizer and the indexer. I'm going to show you guys how to set up some automated seed oil production, and hopefully we'll finish the noble branch by the end of this. Here's our list of ingredients. Go ahead and pause and collect your ingredients. Alright, let's go get started on the noble branch. Okay, in order to get started on the noble branch, we are going to have to start breeding the noble bee. Now the noble bee is breeded between, crossbreed between the common and the cultivated bee. Now I've got a whole bunch of common and cultivated bees here. Let's real quick take a look at each of these bees in our beealyzer. Gonna need some honey drops. Okay. So here's a purebred common. You can see that the lifespan is shorter. That's pretty good. Cultivated, the lifespan is the shortest. Now, lifespan refers to how long it takes after you breed a princess and a drone, and you have a queen, how long it takes that queen to die, and for it to spill over to create a princess and extra drones. So having a short lifespan is actually a pretty good thing when you're trying to breed, because your bees will go faster. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to use the cultivated bees here as our base. Now, we need a princess and a drone in order to get started. Well, we already have a bunch of drones for both of these species, but I don't want to use one of the princesses I've already got. I kind of want to have an archive of these princesses, so I need to make another princess. So the quickest one to do would be the cultivated, since it has a short life. So we're going to have the same setup that we did before when we replicated the forest bee here. I'm going to grab this chest, drop it here. I'm going to go to my next page here where I've got some Rockies. Grab this Rocky princess. Now I'm going to convert this Rocky princess into a cultivated princess, just by doing that. Okay, great, this is running. Let me just double check my settings here. Oh, I still have this set to put the princess down into the yellow. I really want the princess to be recycled back into the red. So let's put this back to red. There we go, red. So this is all set. This should cycle and cycle and cycle until this Rocky queen is turned into a purebred cultivated. Once we have our purebred cultivated queen, we can go back up to the breeding machine and start trying for our noble branch. Okay, looks like we've got our full stack of common drones here, and our princess is done. Let's grab our princess and go into my bee bag. Grab our stack of cultivated. And let's start onto the noble branch. And the first bee that we're going to make is the noble bee, and that's a crossbreed between the cultivated and the common bees. So simple enough. We're going to start with our commons over here, our cultivateds over here. Do our mix set up in the center chest. Now the red is common, so common. The blue is cultivated, and yellow is everything else. And up here, the blue is going to be cultivated, I mean, the red's going to be cultivated and the blue is going to be common, going to the opposite things. And yeah, I think that's it. Alright, let's see how our noble bees are doing. Looks like we got some noble drones and a noble princess here. Nice, purebred noble princess. Purebred noble drone. Noble diligent. Okay, well, we'll just put you aside for now. And we're going there. Great, now we've got our noble princess and drone. That completes the noble bees. So, I've been working on MIZEco Labs quite a bit lately. As you can see, we are up to our second floor, and Mize has been so nice as to let me use the second floor as our beekeeping place. So yeah, this whole floor here is going to be for us to do beekeeping. Pretty impressive. We got lots of floor space. We got some blue electric solar panels out front here powering some engines that we're going to install to run some of our bee machines. We need lots of power to run the bees machines. They really do take quite a bit. They run on MJs, I think are Minecraft joules, and we need to create a ton of those. But yeah, this is our floor here. We can set up our breeding machines in here, and we got a nice balcony. I'm probably going to put some of the more advanced bee machines up here. And over here we got a nice floor looking down to our lava tank, which is kind of cool. And this little guy sticking up here is our blue electric power coming off of that solar array that you saw over on the balcony. So I think the first thing we're going to do is try and get some power going here, because we're going to need power for our machines. So let's set up some power. I forget blue or orange outputs, but I believe it's orange. Oh yeah, that's going to make a lot of power. Oop. It's nighttime. My solar cells won't run at night. So let's get crafting here. If you remember, one of the issues that we were having was that this climate isn't any good for our bees. Where we are right here is, I believe, very hot and way too dry. So we need a way to change our bees so that they can handle living in a different environment. Because right now, for example, this bee demands a normal climate with a normal humidity and doesn't have any tolerance. So let's build a machine that can improve the tolerance of these bees. That's going to be the acclimatizer. Before we do that, we have to craft a couple of other items. You need to make yourself some sturdy cases, of course, but we also need to make apiarist machines. Now, the apiarist machine is made with 6 copper, 2 redstone, and 1 sturdy casing in the center. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these, because we will use them. Okay, great. Now we can make our acclimatizer. Now the acclimatizer is made with 3 lava cans, 3 water cans, 2 redstone, and 1 apiarist machine. We'll drop in our lava cans here, our water cans over here, and then and 2 redstone, and boom, there's our acclimatizer. Very, very cool little machine here. So we're going to put this guy right here. There he goes. So we can see that the acclimatizer is now fully charged from our motors running downstairs. Got 1000 MJ. No B in here. That's the giving us our problem here. Okay, and we'll drop a B in. Can now acclimatize using this item. Well, there is no item. So what we're going to do with this is, since it's too hot here, we need to make it so that this princess can have a higher temperature tolerance. And you can do that using lava cans. So this will push the temperature tolerance up. Now, this is a bit of a pain in the butt, this acclimatizer. It's not the best tool, but it will get the job done. But it doesn't work perfectly, so it will eat through these lava cans, and it's sort of a luck of the draw whether it's going to push the tolerance up or not. If you let it eat through enough of these, it will push the tolerance up higher, but you know, it can be a pain. You can go through a lot of resources trying to acclimatize bees. Hopefully soon we can afford to move on to the more advanced bee machines that are much more precise and don't take as much physical resources. But until then, yeah, the acclimatizer will do the trick so that we can get our bees breeding right here in the lab. So I'm going to let this run and come back to it. Oh, we got up one. Okay, let's see how we're doing here. Oh, check that out. Can't acclimatize this bee anymore. So, yeah, now it says temperature tolerance starts at normal and it can go up 5 times. So that's the max. Now this bee can handle any kind of heat. We also got to have it be able to handle the dryness though too. So now we need to have the humidity tolerance go down. It has to be able to handle 0 humidity. So we do that with sand. Okay, I'll just let this run too. And after this is done, I'm going to run the drone through here too, so we have a matching pair. You know, I'm looking through my bees now, and I realize that I have just way too many here in my backpack. We need to craft something that can handle all these bees. And I actually have just the thing. We're going to make an item called the indexer. Now, the indexer is made with 6 chests, 1 piece of redstone, 1 diamond, and 1 apiarist machine. Put our chests in like that. Diamond goes in the top, redstone on the bottom, apiarist machine. There's our indexer. Now, this is a handy little item. Let me bring it up here. We can place it, well, I guess right here will work. Now what we can do is we can drop our bees in here. I'm working with this noble drone, so I'm going to keep him here. But if I go into my backpack here, I drop all these guys down. I can just shift click and these guys will go into here. Very convenient. Now I can just fill this up. Give me a second, I'll be right back. I'm going to fill this up. Okay, so I have emptied my backpack of all the bees that are in here, and I've dumped them right into this indexer. Great thing about the indexer is that it just has a ton of capacity. It'll hold all your bees. And you can sort them here too, so I can sort them by species. So now I've got forest, meadows, common, so on and so forth. And I can even sort them by type too, so I can see all my princesses right here at the top. Now you may be asking yourself, why do you have so many different crossbreeds of different bees? Why not just get rid of them? Well, the answer is later on in the game, when we get into the more advanced bee mechanics, there is a DNA machine that will process all these useless extra bees we've got into liquid DNA, which we can then use for some really cool bee manipulation. So yeah, for now, just hold on to all your extra drones, because they will come in handy later. Check it out. Got both 5 on humidity and temperature tolerance. That's really nice. So now if I get up my beealyzer, drop a bee in here. See, both the active and inactive genes are tolerance in both directions by 5. Now, the way this works is, this is not as complicated as it looks. Really, according to the computer, there is only 5 different biomes. So there's 5 different temperatures, there's 5 different humidities. So the temperatures would be like, hot, warm, normal, cool, cold. So our starting point here is normal. These bees are just normal bees. Some bees prefer hot, some bees prefer cold, different humidities. The point is that with the both 5, tolerance of 5 in both directions, everything is covered. So these will operate in any biome. So this is really handy. Now that we have both of our bees with temperature tolerances in both directions, we can go ahead and start breeding them, and their offspring will have this too, which is really handy. So I'm just going to drop these guys in an apiary, let them get cranking out. I need to crank out a bunch of drones, and then we'll move on to, I believe, the majestic bees are the next in the noble branch. Before we move on to the majestic bees, let me show you one last thing with the acclimatizer I forgot to show you. To change your bees' tolerances, you need items, and those items are for the heat tolerance, temperature tolerance, is lava and ice. So of course lava makes it so they can tolerate hotter environments, ice makes it so they can tolerate colder environments, and then for the humidity is sand and water. So those 4 items you're going to need quite a few of if you're going to use the acclimatizer at all. But looks like I've got a cultivated princess here with full temperature and humidity tolerance. I'm going to grab that princess, and I've only got 1 drone available, but I'm getting impatient here, so I'm just going to get this going. I have to keep a closer eye on this because I don't have it set up correctly, but whatever. Well, yeah, I'll come back when I've got some majestic bees. Or actually, you know what, before I do that, let me, I did get one more thing here. I got me some ender chests. I'm real excited about this. So what I can do here is I'll drop myself an ender chest there. I'm going to color it yellow. And I'm going to drop another ender chest over here. And this stupid iron chest, so I don't have to constantly look at it. Okay. And I'm going to put another one right here. Very cool. My plan is I'm going to put some barrels up here, and I'm going to suck items out of this chest into a little bit of a sorting system here just for the bees stuff. So now, whenever anything goes into these ender chests, that'll appear on up here. Really exciting stuff. Okay, I'll be back with the majestic. So I've hooked up a sorting machine to my ender chest here. There's some pneumatic pipes that run over the top of barrels, and as you can see, it started to fill my barrels with bees-related items. In this barrel I have impregnated frames, and if you remember from an earlier episode, I said that these don't stack in chests or in your inventory, but they will stack in a barrel, which is pretty convenient. So I stuck a frame in here, but I actually noticed that there's a little bit of a glitch. The image of a frame does not appear on the front of the barrel, so I made a a picture frame and stuck a impregnated frame in there, so now I know what's in there. But anyway, moving on, I believe our majestic bees are all done. We can go take a look, see what we got. Yep, here's our majestic princess and drone, and we got a stack of 4 drones, which means these are all perfectly matching. They probably match these guys here. Yep. Anytime bees stack, you know you got a perfect match. So let's run over here. Grab some noble drones. And yeah, we can get cracking on making our imperial bees, which will close out the noble branch. Majestic and noble. So majestic and noble, when they are crossbred, will give you imperial. Let's clean these chests out. Put my noble in here. And my majestic in here. And put my mix in here. Nobles, so noble to yellow. Majestic to green. Everything else to blue. And we're going to want majestic princesses to come over here into yellow. Majestic. Noble. And yeah, good to go. Okay, I'll come back when the imperial bees are done cooking. One thing you may have noticed about bees is that they take a long time and you have a lot of free time, which is kind of good because it gives you time to do side projects like this one that I put together. This is my automated seed oil production. Basically, I use pumpkins, and I use a harvester to harvest those pumpkins to give me seed oil. It's a pretty straightforward setup. I'm using tesseracts here to send in my power. This is my power tesseract, and to send out the oil through a liquid tesseract. So basically, right here I've got what's called a pumpkin harvester. It's a specific item that's used to harvest pumpkins. I've got it hooked up here with some redstone pipe that is providing MJs. The harvester will dump harvested pumpkins into an adjacent block, such as a chest or a automatic crafting table like this. I already have a pumpkin in here. It's set to make pumpkin seeds, so it'll just dump pumpkins in this top left-hand corner. I use a redstone engine and a wooden transport pipe to pump out those things. They end up in this chest, which is just a transition into our red power system using this, I believe this is a transposer and a timer that provides a intermittent redstone signal. It'll pull out the seeds which travel along this pneumatic tube behind my squeezers. I've got 3 of them set up in a row here, so I've got lots of capacity. I think they need to feed from the side, so I have them running behind. I have the power for the MJs powering the squeezers from below, and then I've got some tubing here pulling out this seed oil that it's generating. And of course that goes into our tesseract back to the base. I use a redstone energy cell here to control the output to this pumpkin harvester. The pumpkin harvester is not a very smart block. It will just suck all of the energy that it's given, even if it's not working. So it's nice to use one of these guys because you can regulate the power. If I just right click here, I can just add, now it's just taking 1 MJ per tick out, and the output of course is going to the harvester. So that regulates the harvester's functions. Let's go upstairs and see it work for a little bit. Oh, there it goes. I can see it started hitting that line. Great, so it'll take those seeds, process this, squeeze all the oil out of them, and it'll use those tesseracts to send it back to my base here. I built myself a nice big Zycraft tank. Up there in the back you can see I've got the energy tesseract that's supplying the energy out there. And then my tank, I've got the liquid tesseract that's pumping it down through this valve into the tank. And yeah, check this out. I've already got 34 buckets. This holds 1,296 buckets of seed oil. So a little overkill, but that's what Feed the Beast is all about. Just automating things and making it so you don't have to worry about them anymore. So seed oil is just one of those things I don't have to worry about anymore. If you got any more questions about tesseracts or anything like that, go ahead and put a question down in the comments and I'll try and address it. Well, I let this run overnight, so let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we got our Imperial bees. Let's take a quick look at them. Purebred Imperial. Purebred Imperial. Nice, we've got our Princess and Drone. And that completes the Noble branch. So we have the Noble, Majestic, and Imperial. Now, the Imperial bees are great because they give us our Royal Jelly. This will allow us to move on to the advanced genetic machines. And I see I've already got 25 built up right there. So Royal Jelly. Cool. And something else has happened. Mize has been super busy making us a ceiling. Check that out. I was pleasantly surprised. I signed on and the whole ceiling is done. Very cool. Don't think I've ever seen a pattern quite like this before, and the use of leaves is really interesting. And if you notice, it looks like we're looking through the leaves into a blue summer sky, but it's nighttime out. So we actually used some blue lanterns up there to give the illusion of day. Very cool stuff. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. Next episode, we're going to move on to some pretty exciting stuff, so stay tuned.